And this is really exciting, the beginning of the Carretera Austral. This is our first camp. Taking care of the whole body is really important. PT here on the van. We call this one the van climber. Ferries are a way of life here in southern Chile. Well, it's just past 10:30. It is 11:40. 1:20 in the morning. We're kind of tired. It is 1:47 a.m. They just dropped the gate. It's 2:30 a.m. We just made it to a place where we can park for the night. The dream team is reunited. You can feel the ground shuddering. Well, we found them, the giant larch trees. How do you handle ultra low sulfur diesel? The fuel filter is a little challenging to change. Dreams do come true. We're going to a place called Futaleufú. I know you guys want to see the food. We just eat the food. I don't even think about filming it until it's gone. You know, if I don't need them, I don't need them. Futaleufú. Man, it has been amazing being here.
I need like 4 more bites to get to the dog. You have your 4-wheel drive on? Okay.
Last time we got stuck was Bolivia.
Turn off the nannies.
I'd give myself a 50-50 chance. I'm just gonna try to drive out of here in 4-wheel drive. You know, it might require max tracks, it might require the winch.
I kind of think we're gonna get stuck. We'll see, it looks a little deep. Look at this. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
We are now on our second ferry of the day, and this is really exciting because this signals the beginning of the Carretera Austral. This is Route 7 through southern Chile. It is one of the most beautiful scenic drives in the world. I'm so looking forward to checking it out, and that's where we're going next. So right now we're on a short little ferry hop over, and then we are going to be queued up for tomorrow for a 4.5-hour ferry that's going to take us deeper into the Austral. Ferries are a way of life here in southern Chile. I always feel good on these ferry crossings because I have my own lifeboats. Good morning, Carretera Austral. We're at a beautiful camp that Jorge found here on his last recon mission down here. And he's taken us here, and it is just beautiful right here on the edge of this river in this beautiful grassy zone. So this is our first camp on the Carretera Austral. And so far, this part of Chile is a lot like the rest of Chile. It is just gorgeous. I'm so glad to be here. Kathy no longer has access to her physical therapist that she had in the United States when she was healing up. So we're coming up with some really creative ways to do PT here on the van. And actually it's working well. In the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, she's felt a lot of improvement in her ankle. And I attribute this to doing the PT on the road. Do what you can, right? And this has actually proven to be really good. So an interesting thing, when Kathy went to the physical therapist in the United States for her ankle injury, she made a big push for Kathy to do a whole body PT regime. So it involves these bands doing upper body workouts and various things, plus things that are more ankle specific. But you know what? It seems like everything works its way down and then maybe works its way back up. It's just like if you have an ankle injury, it might make your knee hurt, which then will make your hip hurt, which then will make your back hurt, which then makes your head hurt. Taking care of the whole body is really important because we tend to do a lot of hiking, a lot of paddling, but I think doing all these things together really make a difference to make your body happier and work better, and therefore allow us to do the things that we want to do. We call this one the van climber. We still got to catch the long ferry that's going to go here tonight. This ferry is going to take us through some very beautiful areas with some great views. I just hope it's on time and we actually get to see those views and it's not dark the whole time. It is what it is, and we're going to enjoy it either way. So we're out of here. We're here at Honoprian and we're waiting for the ferry. So we're gonna have about a 4-hour ferry ride, and then we jump off the ferry. We have a 10-kilometer drive, and then we get on another ferry for about 30 minutes. The Carretera Austral has quite a few places where it uses ferries to cross these fjords, and that is honestly part of the fun. We love riding ferries, so that just sweetens the pot for us on this leg of the trip. All right, we made it onto the big ship. This is exciting. I love ferries. Have I told you that? I think I have. We're working our way up top right now. We're going up to the upper deck where we can see really good. That's my favorite place, is to be outside on these decks. I've got my puffy jacket on because I know as soon as we get moving, it is going to get cold and windy, but it's going to be beautiful. Kathy just counted that this is 7 cars wide. There's 7 lanes to park cars on this ferry. It's a pretty big ferry. This might be similar to the Alaska ferries, except it's a little different design. It's open, where the Alaska ferries are enclosed. So this ferry ride cost about $107 for us to do this with the Sprinter van, which, you know, it's a long ferry ride, so I don't think that's outrageous. And it's taking us to a place that is really hard to drive to. It costs way more than that to drive there. This just happens to be the longest ferry ride on the whole Carretera Austral. Well, this ferry ride so far is everything I want it to be. There are these beautiful jagged mountains. They're covered in trees, but they are super steep, super sharp and pointy. The water is just gorgeous. I mean, this whole thing is just amazing. I feel like I keep comparing it to Alaska, and that's kind of what it feels like. We're about halfway to our destination, so we have about 2 more hours left. I can't wait to share the rest of the Carretera Austral with you, because what a trip this has been so far. All right, I'm just gonna take in the last rays of daylight here, this beautiful sunset, and just enjoy my time here in Chile. It is awesome. Well, it's just past 10:30. We're pulling in to the dock right now. This is the end of the long ferry trip. We still have to get out of here, drive 10 kilometers, and catch another 30-minute ferry, which is going to put us pretty late, pretty much past Baja midnight, which is the time we usually like to go to bed, which is right after sunset. As you can see down here, most of the cars got their engines running, they're ready to go. We're not even to the dock yet. So I should probably head back, get in the van, and be ready to drive when we start rolling off of here. I'm gonna go down, get in the van, and be ready to get out of here as soon as they start letting us move. Here's Jorge. How's it going?
Oh, just riding the boat, you know? Yeah, it's dark. We still got a little ways to go yet.
Yeah, still got a ways.
I think hopefully we get off this thing pretty easily. And
Yeah. Well, gates are down.
oh, nice.
All right, see ya. It is 11:40 and we have made it the 10 kilometers across the next land crossing. We have one more ferry to catch. Jorge got on the ferry and he just radioed us and said the ferry was loading its gate and was leaving. So now we don't know if we've got to wait 30 minutes for it to get to the other side, 30 minutes for it to come back, probably another 40 minutes for it to load and then to go again. Or is there multiple ferries? We don't know. So we're just sitting here in this very long line of cars, the people that are in the same boat we're in, literally, haha. But it is getting late. It is way past Baja midnight. It's almost actual midnight. All right, we are on ferry number 2. It is 1:20 in the morning. We're kind of tired. We don't usually stay up anywhere close to 1:20, but we are tonight. So I'm going up on the deck. I figure if I'm gonna be up this late, I'm gonna at least see what's going on. We're gonna go have a look around. The inside of the ship is pretty empty. I think most people are staying in their vehicles, maybe sleeping, but not me. I gotta look around, even if it is the middle of the night. I want to see what's going on out here. All right, it is 1:47 a.m. They just dropped the gate on the front of the ferry. So we're gonna be getting off soon. Boy, it is late. We're tired. We're ready to be there. I think if I was making a recommendation to you guys, I would catch the morning ferry. I think it leaves today. It left at 7 a.m. That might have been a more enjoyable ferry to be on. But we did get the sunset, the beautiful clouds, gorgeous light. So I don't know, pick your poison. We're getting off this ferry, we're going to bed. It's 2:30 a.m. We just made it to a place where we can park for the night. And that's just what we're gonna do. See you guys in the morning. Good night. Good morning, Carretera Austral. Here we are in our little gravel lot. It worked for the night. No one had a problem with us being here. We woke up this morning and Jorge was here. That was cool. The dream team is reunited. What a night though. Gosh, I don't really love that staying up till 2:33 a.m. anymore. We're definitely gonna be a little groggy today. What a cool ferry ride. And I'm kind of glad we got to do it in the evening. We had the beautiful clouds. We had the evening light. We saw a beautiful sunset. Met a lot of fun people on the ferry. If you guys are watching this video, it was really fun getting to hang out with all of you guys. But we're gonna do a quick breakfast and then we are off southbound on the Carretera Austral. Wow, when those trucks go by, I can feel the ground shuddering, and I am a good 50, 60 feet away from it. We are on our first hike of the Carretera Austral. This is the Sendero a Larces, which is the larch trees. Now, we haven't seen larch trees since we were in the Dolomites of northern Italy. They are a really cool kind of coniferous type tree that turns gold in the fall. All right, we just found them, the giant larch trees, and as we understand, they only live in a small little area here in Chile and Argentina. And this forest right here is supposedly the best representation of old growth, really healthy larch trees. So this is cool to see. Well, we found them, the giant larch trees. Whoa, look at this bridge we have here. It goes over this little creek. This is a really cool trail. Oh, it's wobbly. So Kathy, it's been about 5 months now since you hurt your ankle. Maybe we should give everybody an update on how it's doing.
Today, my ankle is feeling really great. I'm pretty much pain-free, feels a little bit weak, but with a brace on, I'm able to do this hike, which makes me super happy.
Well, what a great hike this was. We're back to the road. Let's keep going southbound. All right, we've made it to where we're gonna camp tonight. It's kind of on this beautiful river that's next to a bridge. But before I get too settled in, I have one chore that I've been needing to do for weeks now, and that is change the fuel filter. The fuel filter on a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter is a little challenging to change, but it's something that you can do almost anywhere. And if someone shows you how and you're slightly handy, you're not gonna have a problem at all doing it. Let's jump into that. This isn't gonna be a tutorial, but I'm just gonna let you guys watch the process. Here we go, let's get to work. Okay, that took, I don't know, 20 minutes, and I have a new fuel filter, which feels really good. I normally do fuel filters every time I do an oil change, and I've been trying to do those about every 5,000 miles down here. I do that because we don't think the diesel quality is quite as good in some of these countries. So by changing the fuel filter a little more regularly, it just keeps, if there's any gunk in there, keeps it from building up and possibly plugging up the fuel filter, or even worse, getting through and into the engine. It's worked great so far. Normally in the States, I'll change oil and fuel filters about every 15 to 18,000 miles. Mercedes recommends 20,000 miles as being your interval. I try to do it a little sooner than that, but it's worked great. Down here, no issues. We've had zero problems with fuel. We've had zero problems with clogging fuel filters or anything like that. And we are literally burning whatever diesel we can find at the gas stations. Now, we are trying to choose the major chain gas stations, not the little tiny mom and pop things on the side of the road. We're going to the ones that we know have the best quality diesel there is. And in like Peru, we were recommended by a mechanic to go to one specific brand of gas stations to get our diesel. And it's worked great, no issues. That is the #1 question I get from people is, how do you handle ultra low sulfur diesel down in south of the border? And honestly, that's all we do. We try to find the best diesel we can. A lot of times it is probably not ultra low sulfur diesel, and it maybe doesn't run quite as good, quite as clean. it runs and it's been fine. And now that we're in Chile and Argentina, this diesel down here is a lot more like what we're accustomed to in the US. So anyway, there's a fuel filter change and now we're good for 5,000 miles. Feels good. All right, that's it. We're just gonna enjoy time around camp now. So it's night 2 on the Carretera Austral. We are parked on this beautiful river here, not far from the turnoff to Futaleufú. And there is an incredible mayfly hatch going on. There are just millions and millions of mayflies in and along the brush along the river. They're all in our camp. And now if you don't know mayflies, they're pretty harmless little moth-looking kind of insects. And they hatch usually on a river. That's where I've always experienced them. And they will move upstream. From day to day, they just kind of move up the stream until the hatch is over. But it's just when it gets to the perfect conditions, the perfect temperature, these little boogers will hatch and they just come out in the millions. So that is what's going on here right now. If this is like what I'm used to in the United States, especially in Colorado, is where I've experienced this, they might not be here tomorrow. There could be 0 mayflies tomorrow, but a mile upstream, they're going to be doing the same thing. This is an exciting time if you're a fly fisherman, because usually the fish key in on this and they are just biting like crazy. But I don't have any fishing gear here with me, so we're just going to kind of enjoy it and take it in. And it's one of those neat natural phenomenons to get to witness. But these are the mayflies of southern Chile. I didn't even know they did this down here. We're camped here by the bridge still. We're here with some cool folks, Savo Touring. They're on Instagram. You might check them out. They're in their Jeep with their little boy, John. He's a character. It's been really fun hanging out with them. But today we're continuing actually a little off the Carretera Austral. We're going to a place called Futaleufú. And hopefully I get to go kayaking tomorrow. On to the Futa. Well, dreams do come true. And this is another example of that. We have made it to the mighty Futaleufú River, one of the best whitewater kayaking rivers in the whole wide world. The water is just crystal clear. It's glowing blue. The rapids look really fun. This is going to be awesome. We've made it to the town of Futaleufú. I think our first stop is to try to get pizza. We've been driving all day. We haven't really eaten anything yet, so we're gonna check this place out. It looks highly regarded on Google, so hopefully it's good. I know you guys want to see the food, and sometimes we're just so hungry, we just eat the food. I don't even think about filming it until it's gone. But I got the last piece for you. There you go. Pizza in Futaleufú. This place is pretty good. Good morning, Futaleufú. Man, this place is awesome. I think I say that a lot, but it's true. I have been just kayaking a ton here. It's been really great. This river is world class, and It is so worth the drive down here. The river here is got some of the most beautiful, clean water I've ever seen. It's what we call big water, meaning it's high volume. And there's big, huge waves and hydraulics and really interesting features and really interesting canyons that you go through, which makes this the world-class spot that it is. We're staying here at a cool little campground called Canyon del Indio. It is kind of known to be a kayaker spot where kayakers come here from all over the world to paddle the river, and this is a popular place for them to stay. The reason it jumped out to me is it's a place for me to meet up with other paddlers to paddle with, and that's exactly what I've done while I've been here. So it's been really cool. But all along, I kind of thought when I got to the Futa, it would be one of the last major paddling destinations on my journey south. So I thought I've got these 2 boats from the USA. People down here have a really hard time finding kayaks and kayaking gear, and leave them down here so this community could have another boat in the quiver, as you will, and give somebody a chance to have a more modern boat down here. That's what I'm doing today. I'm taking my boat to a guy who lives just upstream. I'm only gonna have 1 boat on my roof for a little while because there's no point for me taking boats from the US back to the US. I have a stash of other boats waiting for me in the US when I get home to paddle. So the boats that I brought down here won't make it back to the United States. I'm gonna leave them in South America because boy, these guys down here, they need some boats. It'll also help me, a little better aerodynamics, a little less gas money I'll be paying. You know, if I don't need them, I don't need them. I do feel naked without at least 2 or 3 kayaks on the roof. So this is gonna be a little different for me, only having 1, but I think it'll be fine for where we're going. I'll still get to do some paddling, meet this guy, drop off the boat, and then we are gonna keep going southbound down the Carretera Austral. All right, let's do it. Going kayaking, it's always good.
Adios! Well, I have just dropped off the boys. They are doing lap on the Futa, and I'm running shuttle for them, and I'll meet them at the takeout.
Nice! That's a good one.
Hello, how was it?
Made it. What?
Tell me about it.
It's so awesome. It's just such a fun run. Beautiful water, cool places to play, beautiful boulders. It was great.
Futaleufú, man, it has been amazing being here. This river is so beautiful, so clean, so clear. The raft guides will tell you can drink straight from the river. I believe them, although I didn't try that. And this whole valley is just magical. I can see why so many people from North America come here and either move here or they have second homes here. And I guess that's kind of what we did. We came here with our van, which is our first home. It is a beautiful place here, and I am just loving the kayaking, the scenery, the people, just the general feel of the area. If you're making a trip to southern Chile into the Patagonia region, definitely put Futaleufú on your list. This place has got everything you could want and then some. We're 1 boat lighter, but we still have the ability to have fun on the Whitewater. All right, let's keep moving southbound. We got places to go and things to see.
So I've been told that the national dish of Chile is something called a completo, which is basically a hot dog that's covered in guacamole and mayonnaise and diced tomatoes. And supposedly the place that we're at right now has the best ones in the country. So we're gonna go check it out. Y papas fritas?
Una más, sí.
So this is a completo. It's kind of famous in Chile. It has a hot dog and then diced tomatoes and then guacamole, mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup, and maybe a line of hot sauce down the top. This is the most I've ever had on a hot dog in my life. Not really a big fan of hot dogs generally, but you know, this could be the one. I didn't actually get to the dog. There's a lot of stuff on there. It's okay. Oh, it's got a kick to it. A little spicy. I need like 4 more bites to get to the dog. Actually, the bread is really good. Okay, this has got to be the one. I found the dog.
Tomatoes, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's down at the very bottom.
Tomatoes, guac. There's the dog.
Get into it.
Mm-hmm. One more. Tastes like hot dog. I'll give it a, glad I tried it, but probably won't have a lot more of them. You have your 4-wheel drive on? Okay. Yeah, it looks okay.
We just backed into this really beautiful spot here on the river. Where we are is a little sandy. I'm kind of wondering if we aren't going to need max tracks to get out of here in the morning. But, you know, last time we got stuck was Bolivia, so maybe it's about time. And this is a place that it might just be worth it, because this is on another beautiful river, glowing blue water. We're on a nice sandy, pebbly beach. It's gonna be a nice spot. Jorge's parked just down the road. He found another little spot to get into, and where we are is kind of the last possible one. So that's why we're taking a little extra chance to get in here. It's kind of all we've got. Just the other day, our friends from Hourless Life, you guys can look them up on Instagram and on YouTube. They're another family from the USA who's traveling. They're friends of ours. We've known those guys for a long time. And they stayed in this very spot. And we saw their review on iOverlander. And I put 2 and 2 together with their Instagram post and this review. And we said, man, we got to come here, because they said this was one of their favorite places in the whole Pan Am. And I can see why. This is awesome. If you guys are watching, Hourless Life friends, Eric and Brittany and Caspian, I hope we catch you guys in the next couple of days, because we'd love to see you. But we're gonna hang here in your secret spot tonight. Hello, Dream Camp. Wow, we had a great night last night. As you can see, the sun is out. It's another beautiful day here in southern Chile. I gotta say, I'm in love with this place. I'm kind of wondering if I ever even want to go anywhere else. I think I could just stay here. It's so pretty, so gorgeous. The people are so friendly. I feel like I have everything I need here. But the road is calling. We gotta keep going southbound. So we parked last night here on this little sandy beach, down a slight little hill. And I'm kind of wondering, are we gonna get stuck when we try to pull out of here? I'd give myself a 50-50 chance of our tires digging in and requiring some effort to get out of here. Now, compared to what we did on the Solar, I don't think we're stuck at all. But, you know, it might require max tracks, it might require the winch, might not require anything. Now, this is gonna be kind of a fun little test, because I haven't aired down. I am at normal street pressures, and I'm just gonna try to drive out of here in 4-wheel drive and see what happens. If we need to adjust from there, we will. There's something cool here today I wanna share with you guys. check this out. We've got our Famagogo t-shirts. Can you see this? What do you think of that? This is a graphic that Kathy designed, and we got it put on a t-shirt. If this is something you would like, you know, we're thinking about offering some merch and making some cool t-shirts and things for other people. Leave me a comment down below if you think you might be interested in something like that. But we're pretty excited. These look good, they feel good. It's on a nice quality t-shirt, and we love the graphic. This is kind of modeled after one of our favorite camps in Alaska, is where she came up with the inspiration for the design, and then she made it from there. But I think right now, we're gonna see if we can get out of here without getting stuck.
I don't know, I kind of think we're gonna get stuck, but the sand is wet, so maybe that'll help us if we hurry.
It kind of looks like we're already stuck, but really, we're just in the ruts of whoever drove down here last, which was probably our friends from Hourless Life. This is probably their ruts. Who knows though?
Turn off the nannies! All right, let's do it. He said he turned off all of the safety settings. They typically restrict us being able to go forward. We'll see, it looks a little deep. Here we go. Look at this. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
And that's it for this episode. And until next time, I hope I see you somewhere over the horizon.